guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video. So with Saiyan Day, we got the introduction of a pretty good banner unit, this Vegeta. Now, Vegeta, to me, feels structured quite a bit differently than a lot of the other banner units. I mean, he does have the guard and stuff like that, but Vegeta's design is more so closer to like a traditional Dokkan Fest or something like that, right? Rather than just kind of like a banner unit. So a lot of people wanted me to update this. I don't update these banner unit tier lists too often. Unlike Dokkan Fest or LRs, banner units, it's uncommon for them to actually be very good, I would say. It's not common where these units are super powerful. Typically, I mean, I feel like historically, 90% of these banner units have been terrible or something like that. I don't know. Like, I feel like it's not that common where these guys are usually that good. It's only recently, I feel like, where some of them have really become very top tier characters. So we're going to kind of do an update for this. Now, this is a list too where I feel like everyone's list here is going to look way different because most of these are like supporting defense utility characters, right? Like, it's not like, you know, you could point to Gamma 2 and be like, look at him do 10 million attack stats right there. I think he's number one, right? Like, with these characters, you're vaguely saying, I think Chi-Lai's Scouter and Dodge and Heal and Support and Seal and Stun and the fact that she does everything, I think that all is more important than what this character does, right? So we do want to keep that in mind. All right, let's jump in. We'll start at number 10. I do actually have the physical fascia here. I was really struggling with number 10, actually. Here, let me go ahead and grab number 9 as well, which is Berter and Jace. Now, maybe, I feel like if anyone is going to have an issue with anything on this list of mine, it might be the placement of the Ginyu Force characters, but, I mean, you guys know, I repeat myself over and over and over and over and over, and people still say I make shit up and I'm not consistent and blah, blah, blah. These characters, like what Berter and Jace do, supports that are red zone level are very strong. Jason Berter is a character that can help out a lot in like Cell Max and all these events because Jason Berter have 50% chance to dodge, which is they have the ability to, you know, work against the toughest bosses' big attacks, right? Metal Cooler Core and all these, you know, badass bosses, they can potentially survive. Now, the Ginyu Force team, of course, it's not as strong. I feel like the team works much more effectively against, you know, Red Zone Broly or Omega, one of these sort of longer fights, Red Zone Cell or something like that, rather than kind of like one of the shorter ones like Red Zone Cell Max or Metal Cooler Core. But like, they are pretty good. They're giving a lot of support and they're decent. I like Fascia as well. Fascia's one of these characters that guards at the start. These characters are going to be very valuable just forever, right? With burst mode, super battle road stages, easy A's, like they can be fairly useful, I think. A lot of these characters, right? Fascia is solid. I just think that Fascia is a solid unit. I was tempted to actually go with Tora above Fascia, but I think I sort of was a little bit more comfortable with Fascia. Tora might be 11 on this list. He's right there. Like I could almost even put Tora in the same like spot. Next we'd bring in Int Pan. Now, this might be okay. Int Pan has 60% chance to dodge, right? So I'll put her above Berter and Jace, who they have only got 50% chance to dodge. But to me, I just, her 60% does not feel as crazy as the 70% dodge characters. I think if Pan was just 70% chance to dodge at the start of turn, she would be much more effective. She is a strong support. Her defense potentially could get to a reasonable level, especially if you're going up against like Cell Max or a boss where she has type advantage. I think defensively she could be very solid. But man, I will tell y'all, I do feel like that extra 10%, it's a huge drop off from 70 to 60 or 60 to 50. It does feel that way. I like Pan though. She's solid. Pan is a solid character. Superhero category support type unit. Again, supports at our red zone level, I think are very decent. So we have Pan up there. Next up, bring in Raccoon and Goldo. Raccoon and Goldo I find to be very, very, very strong defensively. Them with their guard and stuff like that, and with Ginyu, they can work very effectively. This unit, any like burst mode type content or super battle road content of any of these categories, this is one of the strongest units in the game for like those types of things, because they've got the seal and the stun and the lowering attack. Like they have all these abilities, right, which can be very, very strong. This is a good character, and they're really able to tank well in a lot of these really big fights as well. I'm thinking, would I want to put Pan in front of them? Maybe I would move Pan. Should I move Pan in front of them? I think I will put I will put Pan in front of them. Actually, I'm gonna do a. It's rare where I kind of like switch it up like that. I am gonna put Pan just in front of Rikumen Goldo right there. Because she does have the 60% chance to dodge, right? But she also has the support, right? Like that support, I think, is just very, very effective. Okay. So next we will go ahead and grab Yajirobi. Now, I probably am a bit lower on Yajirobi than a lot of people are. But, I mean, I have had several instances where Yajirobi does kind of hurt. The thing I don't like, I think that this guy is designed very well. He has some multiple turn support, which is just so powerful. I think that's really good, right? This right here, this support is so strong. But I also don't like that he needs to get hit first in order to then dodge. I mean, dude, I've had Yajirobi take 300k from a normal, get blown away with the super attacks, and it is true, yes, he does then live the KO attack, but it doesn't change the fact that you're going from like full health to like almost nothing, right? Like this Yajirobi can get bullied at the end, and you do have to receive a hit before his 70% dodge kicks in. I wish he just had 70% dodge in slot 3. Although if he did, he might be number 1 in this list. I actually might have, if he just had 70% chance to dodge start a turn, in slot 3, we'd limit it just to that. Like as soon as he's in slot 3, boom, 70% dodge kicks in. This guy might be number 1. But I mean, maybe I'm just, oh my god, such a skill issue, It's just I have bad luck, right? To me, that little instance where he takes that first hit, he gets obliterated. He does have this really strong active skill. I've only gotten this ever like once. I don't know. It's just like, because it just feels like the fights are so short that this is kind of tough to maybe get done. This is a very powerful active skill though. This HP regen. And you could win fights with this, right? The Metal Cooler Core Seal or Cell Max's Lock, you could pop this and remove that. So like that could be pretty good. Maybe Yajirobi could age better than some of these characters. I like him, but again, if his 70% chance to dodge was right away, I'd be a little bit higher on him. Next, we will bring in Vegeta. We'll have Vegeta here at 5. Now, I do like Vegeta. I almost want to save some of my discussion for when we get to the top of this list, but the thing about Vegeta is that he is more so like he is kind of closer to like a traditional like sort of like Dokkan Fest character, right? Like he just gets hit a bunch of times, and then his stats can get pretty good. He honestly, I think, can tank pretty well in Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan 2. I think he could do some good damage. I don't really have like anything negative to say about him. I don't know. Like I feel like he's just kind of like really strong, right? Like he's not like the super high heights, and he's not at the really low lows. I really want to, I'm going to move on. We have Vegeta right here at 5. I'm going to move on. We're going to discuss him a lot more once we get to number 1. But one of the main points with this guy here compared to like, number 1 is that this Vegeta, I have grown really tired. This started with the LR Super Saiyan Goku and Vegeta, the Metal Cooler movie one. These characters that have to get hit, it's very frustrating having to receive hits because it is 100% out of your control. Oftentimes, you do not decide, right? Oh, I'm just going to get these hits and stuff like that. It becomes very tough. So that, like, taking that level of control out of your hands, I don't know. Again, we'll talk more. I'm not done talking about them yet. All right, now next, I mean, people are very likely to cry, but I have 3 characters in this next tier because these are 3 characters who fulfill the same role. Again, I'm certain people are going to cry to the ends of the earth about this, but it's very obvious and simple what these three characters fulfill the same purpose. Now, right now, God Goku is certainly the best, right? All of these fights are against movie bosses' enemies. Golden Frieza basically fulfills the same thing, except he's not also rainbow orb changing, right? You're not able to use him against Red Zone Cell Max, because you can't use nuking leaders, but you could use him against Metal Cooler Core, the actual Cell Max event, a lot of those different type of events. And then Tech Khalifa, she's doing essentially the same thing these two characters are. Right now, it's really only the anniversary event where you could take advantage of Khalifa's ability. I actually think I'm going to do a showcase on God Goku and Vegeta, potentially in that event, because it is kind of tricky in there. It is tough. But if we get Red Zone stages where there's Saiyans or Universal Rival Saga enemies or anything, Khalifa becomes one of the best units in the... Like, she's right there. She does the same thing that Golden Frieza and Tech God Goku are. You don't need to use her with a leader skill. You bring her in the EZAs. You bring her in the battlefield, right? Like, people are going to cry about this, but, dude, I will look down the barrel of the camera and say, deal with it. She does the same thing that they do. I don't care. Cry. 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 Cry about it. Cry about it. Put it on Twitter. I don't give a shit. She does the same thing as them. It's just depending upon what type of enemies we have. Next year, we could have 0 movie bosses and pure Saiyan strong enemies, right? God Goku would be in trouble, right? Like, it'd be the same thing. Like, we're using these characters based on if they're not black and nuking leaders, if there's pure Saiyan or Universal Rival Saga enemies, if there's movie boss or pure Saiyan right here, right? Like, that's the thing with these characters. And this, sort of like this list is like, I almost would want to say like how often I would want to use them, right? And I would put this like trio above like a lot of these other characters. Like, I would run God Goku over this Vegeta. I would run Golden Frieza over like Yajirobi probably, or Pan or something like that, right? All right, now let's... I almost want to just let's just fill in the rest of the list, and then we could talk. Let's clear a lot of this, and I do have the other tier at the end here. I do have to remember to just switch Pan and Rikumen Goldo. Okay, so we get Chilai up here. I could see people being upset about Chilai as well, because she doesn't really have a ton of teams. Now, I don't ever do it, right? But you can run Chilai, and this goes for Yajirobi as well. Yajirobi is another character that potentially could be run off leader skill and can be very effective. But Chilai is maybe the best designed unit in the game, right? She is number 1. All we need is an actual space traveling warrior leader to come out, and Chilai is, you guys are going to see, right? Like, again, people are going to be upset about Khalifa. People might be upset about Chilai. They could cry to the ends of the earth, though. I don't mind. I will stand behind Chilai so damn much. She is just that good with her, look at this, dude, look at this. She's got the defense there. She seals. She has a high chance to stun. She has a scouter. She has orb changing. She has a 70% chance to dodge. She has the STR exponential defense mechanic. She recovers HP. She's supporting. This is like the best designed character. She's so good. Now, next we have Android 8. Now, I did decide to actually put Piccolo above Android 8. Because, and this is where we could speak to, like, I think Piccolo versus Vegeta specifically is what I want to talk about. The thing about Piccolo, you just throw him on the team. Piccolo does not need to super attack unless you want him to. Piccolo does not need to really do anything. He just is what he is. He does have, there's one thing I'm looking for. I can't find, dude, okay. This. He does have this, right? This little extra attack and defense, which can allow him to tank a little bit better. But he's already guarding, and he already has damage reduction as well, right? Now, this guy, to me, I feel like I would say he overtook Android 8 and became number 1 when Orange Piccolo came out. Orange Piccolo is just, he's so good. Orange Piccolo, I think, is easily one of the best units in the game still. The highest tier of characters that exists, I would put Orange Piccolo in that tier. He's way up there. And he works so well with this Piccolo. Movie Heroes is still one of the strongest teams in the game. Guess who else is on Movie Heroes? Android 8, Carnival Goku, the Gammas. You just go down the line. All these ridiculous characters. Now, the thing about Android 8 probably has the best performance out of this entire list. Probably. But, I mean, you do have to do a couple of conditions, right? Number one, you have to have Kid Goku. Now, Kid Goku right now is, one of the strongest characters in the game, the Path to Power Kid Goku. And you do have to be beyond turn 5, right? And it's like, now that we introduce Orange Piccolo into the game and we could get a lot of these boys' links activated, he's supporting, he's guarding, right? I've got this guy with full dodge. I feel like it's reasonable to put Piccolo above Android 8. Although I would say I feel like Android 8's, like, his ceiling. Well, I mean, his ceiling is probably not better than Chi-Li's, but you guys get what I'm saying. Like Android 8, he's double-digit tanking Cell Max. Like, the big Cell Max. Like, the hardest bosses in the game are doing double-digit damage to Android 8, right? Like, there's no way. Like, he's up there, right? Like, Vegeta could potentially tank, but, I mean, he's still taking 400k from, like, the Metal Cooler Core and stuff like that, right? And, he could do damage. He's good. But I just feel like these are, like, the cream of the crop right here. Now, let's go ahead and go over to this. Oh, actually, no. Let's do this. Yeah. I don't want to Berta and Jace down. I do feel like Raccoon and Gold are better than Berta and Jace. Pan with the 60% chance to dodge. Yeah. I'm good with this. Yeah. Okay. So we have Pan in front of Raccoon and Goldo. I will do that because her support. Like, as I was thinking about it, like, that support plus a 60% chance to dodge. I have been caught a lot with Pan, but that's just, I mean, I don't know. It's the UI Goku argument, right? Like, she still can dodge it. I do feel like those top 3, Chi-Li, Android 8, Piccolo, yeah, I do feel comfortable with this. Again, I'm sure that the 2 that will have people hot and bothered is Caulifla and Chi-Li, but, I mean, they do what they do, and what they do is very good, right? Again, you get any Pure Saiyan enemy, Universal Rival Saga enemy out there, they literally have to make these bosses cancel dodge because of how good Caulifla is, right? So, I'm totally content with this. Let me know what you guys think. Vegeta is very good, but I just value sort of like the support and the overwhelming defense that some of the characters above him have, right? Vegeta's strong defensively, but he's not as good as some of the characters right above him, right? Although Vegeta can put up sort of like some Dokkan Fest level damage. I mean, that is some, usually banner units, I mean, can we look at who else is on here? Like, these banner units aren't typically doing that level of damage. I mean, if you get, I don't know, I feel like this Vegeta just hits so weakly at the start. Eventually he could build up to it, but I don't know, probably not. Yeah, and it's like some of these guys are unfortunate, like Sin, AGL Goku Black are unfortunate. AGL Goku Black not being on here is a huge L. He should be better. Physical Bardock was right around like 11. Bardock and Tora are probably like the next 2. Cooliza's decent. Janembu is decent, although I'd rather a better setup arrive for him. Gero and 19 are probably pretty close to 10 right here as well. So like there's a couple of options like sort of like right after where Fasha is. So let me know what you guys think, and then yeah, I mean these clowns. This actually probably is the worst unit ever released. I think so. Like, and even like Raditz is on a different tier because he's a Dokkan Fest. Like they're selling Raditz. Like they want you to spend money out of your paycheck to summon for Raditz. Like Ice and Nova are just the accessory unit on, the GT anniversary character. But this probably is the worst designed, weakest character ever, I think. Ice and Nova. I think they probably are. Probably. Even over in Android 16 over Raditz. It's just Raditz, even though this unit is worse than Raditz, worse designed than Raditz is like placed above them in biggest fumbles because again, he is a Dokkan Fest character. Whereas it's just, this unit sucks, but no one cared because they're on one of the best banners ever, anniversary GT banner. The main unit was the best unit in the game. They still are, the GT Goku and Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. So it's a little bit different for this character compared to Raditz, but yeah, this is actually like the worst character ever, I think. So let me know what you guys think. Love y'all. Thank you for watching. And bye.